All right, guys, I'm here with Zach.
Zach Johnson.
Zach Johnson. He was one of the writers of West of Loathing. Can you tell me a little bit about your game, Zach?
Yeah, it is a, let's see, what's the elevator pitch? It is a stick figure, cowboy, slapstick, Western, comedy, adventure RPG.
I love it. I love it. What's the idea behind it?
Basically, you just run around this open world finding a lot of jokes.
Oh, so anybody that you interact with, what's going to happen?
Pretty much, we try, rather than being an RPG that sort of has comedy as its flavor, we've really tried to make it just a comedy game that sort of has video game as its flavor. So really, like, the only thing you're going to get when you go anywhere is another joke.
And there's stick figures?
Yeah, stick figures, and there's a few things like the snakes and stuff are drawn as well as I can draw them. But our animator Wes has done a really amazing job of bringing this stuff to life in a way that's funny and convincing is the wrong word because there's no way to make it convincing exactly. But I think it feels pretty good.
Okay, and was it your idea that sparked this all, or was it you and a friend, or what got the ball rolling here?
So 15 years ago, I made a web game called Kingdom of Loathing, which was the sort of just multiplayer RPG thing. And it was just me in the beginning. It was like, the reason the art looks like this is because it was drawn as well as I could draw, and it was programmed as well as I could program, and written as well as I could write. And it took off, and I hired some people to help me with it. And then some of those people and then some new people we brought together to form the team to make this game.
Oh, so how long did it take you to develop this game?
We had about 6 or 8 months of pre-production where we were sort of just figuring out how big things were going to be and figuring out what we needed. And then once we brought the staff on full-time, it was a little over 2 years.
Oh, that's actually quite some time.
And we released on Steam in August of last year.
Oh, so this game is already available?
Yep.
And it's only on Steam?
Yeah, right now it's Windows, Mac, and Linux only. We're working on an iOS port. We've demoed it on iPads, but getting the whole game has proven a little more challenging than we expected it to be.
What inspired this ball? I mean, you said that you created Kingdom of Loathing, so what's West of Loathing?
I kind of just always wanted to make a cowboy game. And so when we decided to make a new thing, all right, it's going to be this cowboy game. It's going to be, a thing that you just buy and play, and then it's done.
And is it only conversations that people encounter, like comedy conversations?
It's not super actiony, but it isn't. There's a lot of puzzle solving out in the world, and there's sort of RPG combat and stuff threaded in between all of the conversation stuff too.
So can you tell us a little bit about the RPG element and mechanics of the game?
Yeah, so Kingdom of Loathing was a very numbers-focused game about just sort of like killing a lot of monsters and making numbers get bigger and stuff. And that was kind of how that started out, how West of Loathing started out in development. It gradually, we realized as we were making it that we were secretly making more of an adventure game than an RPG, and so that stuff kind of got a little bit sidelined. You don't have to fight monsters. You can if you want to, and there's a lot of systems in place to support it, but you can totally do a playthrough where you don't fight anything at all if you want to. So it's all kind of optional, and it's pretty straightforward. It's not a real crunchy, challenging RPG. It's like we very much try to not have the gameplay get in the way of the humor.
Well, that's awesome. Thank you so much, Zach, for taking the time to explain West of Loathing to us. We'll definitely be checking it out, and best of luck to you in your game.
Head on over to InnerGamer.net for our full podcast episode for our weekly game impressions and top headlines of the week.
That's one of me doing an interview. Here's one of all of us. We'll mix some
cool things.
Brett's also right here.
Like this video, subscribe, keep up with all the latest video game news and opinions that you care about right here on The Inner Gamer.